What's up? How y'all doing? This is the man, Maurice, the man, Miller. Yes, I am back on this 1 and 2 again, doing another video. My friends, my haters, my family, my anybody that know me, me, e. Anyway, this is Maurice. Real quick, I just want y'all to listen to a part of this song. I gotta listen to it. This is gonna be the theme song for every time I do a video. So check it out. Hope you like it.
Love, a word that comes and goes, but few people really know what it means to really love somebody. Do you know what it means to love? Though your tears may fade away, I'm so glad your love will stay. 'Cause I know you and you.
What's up, y'all? That's just a little sample of Love Melody by God's Chosen. How y'all doing? Today is another day, same day. Glad to be alive, glad to be on the face of this planet that I call home. God is good, good is God all the time, all the time. My God is good. Yeah. Um, I told y'all about the series, so welcome to the series. The mini series are we in a relationship or are we just having relations? Yes. Are we in a relationship or are we just having relations? So, check it out. Today, I'm not going to hold you long. Just want to talk about one thing in particular about relationships specifically. In order to have a good relationship, you got to have communication. Communication is the foundation to everything else happening in your relationship. Okay? You and the person that you're with must be able to communicate, talk about problems, talk about where you want to see this relationship go, or what are your expectations in the relationship, or whatever is happening. Um, for one thing, you got to understand that communication first happens with yourself. What do you mean? Basically, in order for you to communicate with somebody else, you got to be able to talk to yourself. You ought to be able to you ought to be secure enough to be like, hey, what is going on with me? Be able to tell yourself the problems that you're seeing in yourself. It's not crazy. It sounds kind of off, but it's not crazy. Um, it's just like writing down everything that you feel that you need to work on in your life. In other words, instead of writing it down, you're actually speaking it, hearing it. All right. One thing I was taught in communication, what we're dealing with, is that everybody hears, but in order to understand what you're hearing, you got to listen. And in order to listen, you got to be silent. If you spell out the word listen, Listen, it's the same way of spelling silent, Slient. All right? They switch the words around. All right? So in order to listen, you got to be silent. Let's deal with the ladies first. Ladies, when you're having an issue with your the person that you're with to keep everybody happy, um, when you're having an issue, you should be able to express your issue, be quiet, and listen. All right, that's what you should be able to do. But a lot of times, because both people are so excited about what they got to say, you want to try to talk over him. You want to try to talk over her. You want to try to talk over them. You want to try to talk over everybody to get your point across. And then when you finally get your point across, nobody understands where it came from because nobody was listening. So that creates more frustration, more stress because, okay, now you're mad because you didn't understand what that person was saying. Then the person is mad at you because they think that you wasn't listening to them and to what they had to say. So in order for there to be a good relationship base, you gotta have communication. Um, you gotta be able to sit down and talk. Yo, this is going on. I don't like this. This is this. We gotta change. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. And each person must be willing to listen. If one person is not willing to listen, then it creates a lopsidedness in the relationship because then the problem consists and it continues and it doesn't get better, it gets worse, which draws the relationship to a halting point to where y'all don't grow in a way that benefits the relationship and benefits you all as individuals, to see things happen and be better than what they were. So in communication, ladies, you have to be able to speak your piece and listen. Guys, we gotta be willing to hear what is being said and listen to it as well. In order for you to listen, you gotta take it in, hear it, process it, and understand it. That's listening. You gotta receive it, process it, and understand it. And be able to regurgitate an answer or give an answer back that helps the situation. You know. Um Ladies, we gotta get we as men and as women in general, we have to understand, and I say we because I'm talking to myself too. Um we have to understand that nobody's gonna be right all the time. All right. Just because you're the woman don't make you right. Just because you're the man doesn't make you right. Just because you claim that you run the relationship or you the person in charge of the relationship does not mean that you're automatically always going to be right. The best relationship are the ones that have the most problems. And what do you mean, Maurice? In other words, because you can have problems in their relationship, but they don't hinder the growth of the relationship. All right? Like marriage. Marriage is what I'm getting at. In a marriage, you have the general given problems that come without either person starting it. Okay? When you get married, you have the problem of now you have an extra person in your personal space. You're giving up time, you're giving up money, you're giving up different hobbies and habits that you're accustomed to doing while you're by yourself. Um, you have to think and consider and prepare for another person. You got to look out for another person now. There's no more me and I. It's a we and us kind of thing going on. So you got to get that mindset, um, to where it's like, okay, it's not about me no more. It's us, we, my wife, my husband, my spouse, my this, my that. So general problems come with marriage. General problems come with a relationship because neither person wants to be taken advantage of. A lot of women, mostly, they enter relationships with a lot of caution. Excuse me. I don't know if I'm sleepy or what. They enter a relationship with caution and a lot of held back, I guess, emotion because they don't want to get hurt because of past experiences, because of whatever the case may be. So we enter relationships with some kind of lack of trust automatically. I must be tired. I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm hungry, I guess. I don't know. I need to eat. But Yeah, so you got communication going on. You got trust issues. You got just different things going on. But the main thing that helps all of those is communication. You got to be willing to talk to each other. If you can't talk, you can't walk. What do you mean? In other words, you can't expect somebody to fix something if you don't tell them. And one thing about women that I had to understand and come to know is that women say more than they actually say. They mean more than they say. Okay? If you ever, I learned this off Medea. Don't judge me. Medea will bless your life. You need Medea in your life. She has some good stuff in her plays and in her movies. In his movies, Tyler Perry, excuse me. Um, Medea said one time that if a woman can tell her husband, baby, there's a Luther Vandross concert in town this weekend. We as men, all we heard was there's a Luther Vandross concert in town this weekend. But what the woman was really saying was, I want to go to that Luther Vandross concert. Can you take me? Okay. But we as men have to be able to get to a point where we can process more. You know, when you're dealing with women, you're dealing with, they're saying more than what, they mean more than what they're saying. To a point to where it's like, okay, she said this, but she really meant this, or she means more about this, and women, y'all get mad at us because we take it for what we hear and listen to. We were listening because we regurgitated that you said there's a Luther Vandross concert, and that leads us to a point where like, okay, what are you saying? Because we don't process and we don't think of beyond what is being said. We don't look at things like that. Um, so you know, the main basis right now in this series are we in a relationship or are we having relations? Is communication. All right. So men, we got to be able to communicate with our women. Women, please talk to your man, your person that you're with, whoever, however you want to state it. Talk to them, not at them. All right. Talk to them. Talking does not consist of arguing and yelling. Talking is being able to sit down, have a decent conversation, enjoy each other's company, and be able to handle whatever situation y'all are facing together. All right. A relationship is not a one-man show. All right. Basically, in other words, it takes two people to make a relationship work. If I was going to be in a relationship by myself, I wouldn't have wasted the time of getting to know you or establishing something with you in order for me to be in a relationship by myself. So, and that's how we have to look at a lot of things. Why am I in it? What's really going on? I told you I'm gonna hit you with some stuff that's hitting me. So yeah, but I'm gonna go back to this song and I'm gonna let y'all listen to it for a couple of more minutes. Hope you enjoy it again as God's chosen love melody. Here we go. Y'all gotta forgive me. This computer sometimes acts so slow. Well, we're having technical difficulties, and it's probably gonna. There you go. Oh, no, it didn't. Totally. It's acting so slow right now. Please forgive us. But so next time we cover communication just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Like I said, all of this is gonna make sense after a while. We're really gonna get off into it. So stay close by. This is Maurice Miller signing off of Are We in a Relationship or Are We Having Relations? Holla back at you, boy, Youngie.